Welcome to First Wing, a Fourth Wing podcast.
I'm Brianna, and this is the start of my Iron Flame journey.
And I'm Kendra, an experienced dragon rider, here to help this second year. Just a quick note, this book contains explicit content, including swearing, sex, violence, and death, and so will this podcast. These two chapters do contain both violence and death.
Today we are discussing chapters 13 and 14. Last episode ended while Violet was still with Xaden. They were practicing her shielding. Okay, so the mic just fully didn't work the first 3 minutes of this episode. So this is me in the future. Hi, it's Brianna. I'm going to recap what we talked about, which wasn't very much because the mic was straight up not working. So we talked about how the commandant's office is fully in charge of punishment and repercussions. And because it says the commandant office, that would include Varish, who is the vice commandant. Then we talk about Violet flying back on Terran's back. She asks him about the wards, and he says he's not 600 years old. Terran must have got some sort of word that they were being ordered to go to the practice grounds directly, and that Professor Karn and Varish were waiting for them. So Terran's like, maybe we could just skip it, and she's like, no, we can't do that. Then we jump, it says an hour later, they're making her strike over and over again. I remember thinking that, it's just a training session, that's not that bad of a punishment. But no, it's definitely worse than a training session. And I was thinking if it really was just a really hard training session, that would almost be a reasonable punishment, but unfortunately, it's not. And then the mic starts working again, so enjoy the rest of the episode.
Yeah, and she says, and to think this is only a warning.
Yeah.
So, anyways, basically, Varish is telling her to do it over and over again. She can tell he's actually like a little bit nervous about this. She is, definitely fully fatigued. She's, she's starting to get to burnout here.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's at one point she's done 32. That's a lot. And he says do it again. And she feels like she's like cooking alive. And it actually ends up waking up in Darna because of her emotions just being obviously hard to handle at this point because she's so tired,
Yeah, I know. I was like, oh no, go back to sleep. I'm forgetting that it's not just like, oh, we can't let people see her because how are we going to explain this? That's one part of why Darna isn't coming out. But also, she's supposed to be in her dreamless sleep or whatever.
Right, which no one knows about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she can't explain that that's why she's not coming. And she's supposed to, cannot be interrupted. Should not be interrupted.
Yeah, and the fact that she's waking up right now is, alarming.
It's very alarming.
Yeah. Also, I was thinking, couldn't they say, she's got some kind of rare dragon disease? And she's really sick. I keep thinking of great excuses for these things. And
what I truly don't understand is how all of these bonded riders with their dragons who do know what's going on, how are they not, talking any sense into their riders? Isn't all dragonkind worried about protecting their hatchlings? Yes. So why aren't all dragonkind working with their riders I get
okay, so Solus, right? What if he's literally just an asshole and he's just like, oh yeah, I don't like Violet either because she's bonded with Terran, so I'm just going to let him torture her because it doesn't matter. They're not going to find out. It's not actually, you know what I mean?
But he doesn't know Violet. What if Violet just tells them? Solus doesn't know Violet. Yeah. What if, it's just, I get that he's clearly a bad dragon.
Yeah.
But how are none of the other dragons helping with this? Isn't this very concerning?
I think that, so you're worried that maybe she would eventually, that the other dragons might be worried that she would give up their secrets.
Yeah, because she's well, I'm being tortured almost to death over this, so fine, I'll just tell them what's happening.
Yeah. It's possible that Terran is completely 100% saying, yeah, she would never do that, because she wouldn't.
Yeah, that's true.
She would die first.
That's true.
And he knows that, and maybe everybody just knows that he knows that. I don't know. The whole why the heck she was even allowed to walk out of the veil and go to the, what's it called, when they first see the dragons is a complete mystery.
It's just what's the point of having an Empyrean if they're gonna do nothing? That's what I'm really getting at. It's there's no coordination. There's no
I feel like there's so much about the Empyrean that we just don't know,
This is crazy.
It is crazy. So yeah, so she's being tortured basically.
Yeah.
By using her own signet.
Yeah.
Anyways, Carr is basically saying she's a risk of overheating right now and you shouldn't push her. And Varish is like, oh yeah, she can take it just fine. So there's like a little argument between Carr and Varish, and then he's like, do it again. But during this time, Varish says, unless your golden one would like to fly up and say hello, since she failed to appear as ordered. And so Andarna is still awake and she hears this and she's like, oh my gosh, this is about me. And I like how Tarn's answer is no. This is an example of what happens when dragons choose poorly. Solas should never have given this barbarian more power.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, that is the real reason. And Andarna is like saying, I'm going to come. And they're like, no effing way. You're going to risk every feather tail in the Vale if you come out. Like, this is not something you can do.
Yeah.
But she continues to strike. At around 40, her knees buckle and she crumbles to the hard rock. And then Taryn roars so loudly at Varish and Carr that the notebook blows out of Carr's hands and tumbles down the mountain. It's the notebook that he was like keeping track of whatever I'm sure had more in there than that. And he basically shouts, he says, Silver One is done. I like how he like never calls her by her first name.
I know.
And then she's like, they can't hear you. And he's like, well, their dragons can.
Yeah, which he had already mentioned earlier that he had forced the two dragons, like, to the very edge of the cliff. So both Stolas and Carr's dragon are, like, the farthest away they can possibly be without leaving the mountain.
Yeah.
Because he's, like, snapping at them.
Tarn is making it very uncomfortable. I mean, those dragons are probably saying to their humans, like, maybe we shouldn't anger the largest dragon around here because the next one is not there.
Yeah, because Tarn would so kill. If Violet died, I think his last act would be to kill them.
He would start with the humans.
Yeah, but if he killed the dragons, he'd kill the humans anyways.
Good point. Maybe just, okay.
2 in 1.
Might as well. So who's this? This is Carr. Carr says, if she dies, you will summon the wrath of not only General Sorengale, but General Melgren.
Yeah.
Her signet is the weapon generals dream of in this war.
I know, I was like, hint, hint? Like, hint, hint, Melgren saw her in an important battle? Or just trying, like, was that anything or was that nothing? Who knows?
Right. And then he also says, and if that's not enough to encourage a degree of caution, Vice Commandant. He's getting a little mad here.
Oh yeah, he's
then remember, and he's the one who's like doesn't have much emotion. He's a pretty callous, He
just sees them for their signets.
Yeah.
And
he just thinks they're signets.
Very impressive signet.
Because then he says, remember, her death will cost you 2 of the most powerful dragons on the continent and Lieutenant Ryerson's irreplaceable ability to wield shadows. Again, just the signets. We don't care about the people. So he says to do one more, and she does it, but that is the one that basically could have killed her.
Yeah.
What happens is she starts pouring out, like, wielding it, and she suddenly can't stop. She, like, arms cramped. It just keeps, like, holding the power without letting go, basically, and she can't let it go.
Yeah. Yeah, she can't let it go. And this is, like, terrible right now, but I feel like this will be important down the road.
What will be?
Being able to hold, if she can learn how to do it on command and not out of control, being able to hold that power and, like, keep the electricity flowing.
Oh, right, because it says it's like a lightning flowing, just continually flowing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, like, if she could do this on purpose and not, like, this, not at the end of 42, like,
That's true, yeah.
I feel like it would be really helpful.
Yeah.
In a different regard if she could learn to control that.
For sure. Taryn yells at her to cut it off mentally. She's in so much pain. She says that my very bones catch fire and a scream rips from my throat as I shove mentally at the doors of my archives. But she does manage to shut it down.
Yeah.
And she's just a mess at this point. She's like, she feels like she's burning up from the inside. He said, we're done for the day. And Varish just casually examines the destruction. Just like, fascinating. You'll both be indispensable once you come to heal. Ugh. Gross. Barf.
Yeah, the worst.
And then he says, this is the only warning you'll get, Cadet Sorengale. Well, let's see how that goes.
Yeah. And Dorna's still not coming.
No, it's not going to change anything. Anyways, so Carr comes over, says you're burning up. He says, tell your dragon to carry you directly to the courtyard. You won't make it from the flight field. Get food and a cold bath. And then she says, he seems to have like a little bit of sympathy in his eyes.
Yeah.
He says, well, I agree that we do not command dragons. Perhaps you could talk Andarna into making an appearance. You are a rare, powerful signet, Cadet Sorengale. It'd be a travesty to use your training sessions in this manner again. And she's like, thinks to herself, I am not a signet. I am a person. But he doesn't see that.
Nope.
Nope.
And also, maybe not the best time to anger the person who's at least trying to help
The one
you.
person who's actually helpful there.
I mean, like, I agree with her, but that might be the time. Not the time.
To say it. Well, she can't say anything. She probably would have said it if she could, but she can't talk. She's in too much pain.
It's probably helpful.
Tyrion just picks her up. He literally with the claws just takes off. They have 4 legs, right? Because it's the wyvern. They only have 2.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, because there's a scene later on here that I was like, wait, how did he do that? But no. Yeah, okay. We'll get to it. So he takes her basically, and he says he's already called for support, and he basically takes her right to the river and just literally dunks her. He says, hold your breath, and then water covers her from head to toe, gushing with bone-crushing force.
Yeah, but he said before this, I've already called for support, and then water dumps on her. So I thought, because she doesn't really know what's happening, because she's in so much pain. I thought that someone was dumping water on her, and I was like, oh, I wonder who it is. But no, it's him.
Yeah, because he is right before that. It says the river. She's seeing the river.
Yeah.
It says he's plummeting down towards that way, and then he pulls up to a hover at the last second. That was the river that he was pulling up to a hover to.
Yeah, but
it's not very
how
clear.
did she suddenly get to his claw?
Oh, when he took off, she was on his. He picked her up by his claws. She never made it on his back.
Oh, that makes way more sense.
Oh, yeah. So it says right here, Tarn wraps his claw around me, securing a talon under each arm to lock my limp body into position, then launches. So he had her in the talon the whole
time. The
yeah.
whole flight. I mean, it's a short flight back.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes more sense.
And then he literally just puts his talons down and like
Drags
flies
her
while
through the
dragging her through the water. I hope he could see that there was no rocks. It must have been at
Yikes.
least, yeah, anyways.
Maybe it's a really deep river.
She literally says, I've lived with pain my entire life, but this agony is beyond my capability to endure. This is bad.
I mean, she was just poisoned last book, and this seems like it's worse.
It's even worse. Oh my gosh. Anyways, he finally yanks her out of the water. And then he says, almost there, while holding her in the rapids. I guess he's trying to lower the temperature. It says, as he holds her there, her temperature finally lowers. The flames in her bones extinguish. And then someone yells her name from the shoreline.
Yep.
And so then Taryn, so this is where I was like a little confused. He walks to the bank. He still has her in his talons, but he walks. She hadn't even realized he was standing in the river with her, and then deposits her on the grass. So I guess he walked with his back legs while
what
dragging
a sight
her.
to see.
I know.
Especially like think about their size difference. This is
oh
like
my gosh,
this
yeah.
is like a very large person holding a tiny purse and like walking.
Oh my god.
She's so small. Honestly, it doesn't make sense that he can even hold her in 2.
Like, it should just be one talon.
It should just be one.
One claw
Aren't
or
they
whatever.
the size of like her whole body or whatever? No, not really.
I feel like she could put her hand over to. Oh, but he's closing his talons around.
Yeah, because she
her.
was limp.
Yeah, I think one claw would have
But
done it.
you could have like around her abdomen and
Just
then
like-
have her sideways.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, it would be an interesting sight. So yeah, so it looks like he called Imogen, Bodhi, and Aya, whatever her name is, right? So they come over, Imogen runs over and is like, what the hell happened to you? And her answer is too many strikes. They put a blanket over her, so someone obviously said bring a blanket.
Yeah.
And I guess she's very red.
Yeah.
Like she's kind of like a big sunburn type of thing. I mean, she was like literally burning from the inside out.
Well, that's what she describes it as later. Like, it basically felt like a sunburn, yeah.
Oh. And so they're asking what they should do, and she just said she needs a minute. But then a couple dragons are like they're all like having dragon conversations, because one of their dragons, Imogen's dragon tells her it's a burnout, and then Bodhi's dragon says she needs food. And it's funny because I guess Bodhi's dragon's a green, because Aya says a green would know food it is.
Yeah.
So then they find out basically that this was Carr and Varish, and that it was because of Andarna, and they're like, fuck.
Yeah.
And Imogen's like, are you fucking kidding me? He used your signet as a punishment for Andarna not showing. Which, yeah, is exactly what happened. And then she's still sad, and she's thinking how she just wants Xaden. She's like,
I know.
and she's like, I don't need a man. It's not like I need him. It's not like I can't handle I just want him. And I understand that feeling. So,
Yeah.
You know?
It's like, I could do all of this myself, but like, where's my husband?
Nice. Yeah, exactly. It'd be nice to have that person with me.
Yeah.
Anyways, so yeah, they're gonna head back, and Bodhi's like saying that he'll handle whatever happened, but Taryn says to her, tell the humans that I will handle dragon matters.
Okay. I'm like, thank you. Like, please go to the Empyrean and be like, this is why Andarna can't show up. please make this stop.
Yeah.
Despite all of his threats, Taran's done nothing this book. I'm sorry. Like, I'm getting increasingly annoyed at him. And I get that, like, if he could just solve all her problems, that blah, blah, blah.
He did one thing. He landed in that courtyard and yelled at Solus for burning his...
Yes.
And like, snapped at his neck and basically got him to stop terrorizing everybody. He did do that.
That was nice. That was good.
But I do understand, like, you're wondering, like, are you not the biggest, baddest?
Yeah. We already talked about, like, what he could... Like, I get what he can't do, which is, like, completely disregard all of the rules that are set for Violet, but he could start burning things until people listened. I don't know.
And like you said, he could go to the Empyrean, and the Empyrean could tell Solus or whatever, say, sorry, tell your... Whatever. You're right. They could stop. I guess. I don't know. But the other thing, too, is if he could solve everything, we wouldn't have these books.
Like I say, I get that. But it's getting to a point now where I'm like, do something. Like, please do something. Well, it sounds
like he's going to do something. So we'll see.
I hope so.
Yeah. And I kind of like this and kind of don't at the same time. I mean, I do like it, but at the same time, I'd be like, please, someone carry me. But she walks back by herself with them just basically on either side of her and just making sure she's... doesn't fall over.
Yeah.
But they're completely silent, and she thinks to herself that they're all thinking the same thing. If Andarna doesn't show up at the next formation, Varish's second punishment might just kill her.
Yeah, and they're all very invested in that.
Oh, they are.
For more reasons than they've become her friends.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, sure. They don't hate her anymore, but also they're like, well, we kind of can't let her die. That's like our one job.
Oh my goodness. Okay, good. Page break. And then we've got Imogen now on Friday. I don't know how many days later this is, but it's a few days later. Oh, because it was a weekend when she came back.
Yeah, she came back like Sunday night,
whatever,
I guess, or Monday early morning. I don't know.
I'm not sure, yeah. So they're watching, like, I don't know if it's challenges or just sparring. Oh, no, it's just sparring. I think it's just practice, right?
Yeah.
And Imogen asks her if she's gotten her running landing yet. But that conversation doesn't get picked up until a little bit later. Oh, because they're watching Sloane, getting thrown on the mat over and over again. It says that they're, like, kind of, like, up against the wall because they're still getting attacked by people, so they're, like, being extra careful and stuff.
Yeah, and they're talking about how badly Sloane's being beaten up. And I'm just thinking, like, at what point is she going to ask for help with training? Like, how bad of an injury does she have to get before she asks for help? Like, this is bothering me so much.
She's very stubborn.
Yeah, which can be helpful in some regards. Not this
Not
one.
Right
You're
now.
Gonna get yourself killed.
Yeah, and this type of thing of 100%. Like, when it comes to challenges, people die,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. That's what they're made to do. Challenges are...
I mean, it's not to the death for every fight.
But it's not to the death.
Yeah, exactly.
You can kill your opponent with no repercussions.
Yeah, exactly. So it says that Rhiannon is here leading the extra sparring time that she negotiated for.
Right.
There is definitely... Unless I'm wrong, and we don't have to get into this, it's non-pertinent, but there's definitely a typo in here. Because she says that she negotiated all of...
Yes.
Okay, our squad's first years against some others from Third Wing. And then half of a page next, it's like, it's Second Wing. Yeah.
Okay, I literally noted that too. I was like, I thought we were with Third Wing.
Yeah, no, we're with Second Wing. Something happened. Rebecca changed her mind. Yeah. I read it twice this time, and I was like, no,
nope. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Because then from now on, it's Second Wing.
Yeah.
And Thomas.
This is Thomas, who's the same Thomas we see later.
It's Second Wing, second. But I was like, hold on. Didn't it just say Third Wing?
Yeah.
Anyways, that's so
Something
funny.
I would have never noticed before because I'm reading it slower now for you. Whatever. Yeah. I was like, huh? Anyways, okay.
Yeah.
But again, not important, but just kind of funny.
Yeah, it's just funny when those slip through.
Yeah, exactly. So they're she's basically thinking they're hoping to see that she's improved. Sloane, but Sloane hasn't improved. But back to their conversation, Violet is saying that Tarn won't let her out of the saddle for the running landing, right?
Yeah.
And then Imogen's like, not completing maneuvers, refusing to bring Andarna to class? Aren't you just becoming the little rebel?
It's like, hasn't she been this whole time? Like, how is she, like, what was she doing? Sneaking around, poisoning people's breakfasts
I think
to win challenges.
Imogen's just getting more admiration, or admiring her more,
Yeah. It's just funny though, because I'm like, well, this isn't really new, but maybe new for Imogen, because she didn't know all that other stuff.
Yeah. And then here's another one of these things I know you get irritated at least I think so. Apparently she's telling her friends that she lost control during a training session. Why can't she say, I'm being punished for Andarna not showing up? I mean, they know Andarna didn't show up.
I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Her lies are unnecessary. She can
just
twist the truth.
She can be honest without revealing everything.
I know.
It's not that hard. I just feel like Andarna
She needs a little
won't
help.
come.
Andarna won't come.
And I'm being punished for that.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Yeah.
And if they ask why, she can just say, it's
dragon
dragon
matters.
stuff. That's all I'm hearing. All I get, like, she can just say that all she's being told is that it's dragon matters.
Yeah.
Which is basically, I mean, it's not true, but it is true.
It's
That's
true.
all she's allowed to say, so it's fine.
I know. There's so much she could do instead of saying...
Like, this isn't that same secret. This is a different secret than the Xaden secret.
But also, let's say she came back Sunday night, right? And wouldn't you be like, wait, so you flew back and before even making it in, you decided to get a training session where you lost control? Like, why were you doing a training session before you even made it back? Like, wouldn't that be
I don't
such
think
an
they all know each other's schedules. Maybe Carr had scheduled a training session with her Sunday
That's
at
true.
5 p.m.
I guess so.
I don't know.
So yeah, so that's what she told them. And she says if they knew what really happened, they wouldn't leave my side, which maybe is true. They love her.
Yeah, I guess she's saying that's what her reason is. She doesn't want them to know because they'll get overprotective and she's trying to avoid them.
I guess. Although Imogen points out that she would be safer that way, but they wouldn't be, so
Yeah.
whatever.
It's complicated. I'm like sad. Like, I miss Rhiannon.
Yeah.
I mean, she's still there a lot because she's their squad leader. So just like how Dane was always there and we're hearing what he's doing as the squad leader, we still get to hear about her a lot, but I'm like, they were just best friends. This
I
is like
know.
worse than her dying. It's like a slow kill of their friendship.
Yeah, it is. It's sad. Anyway, so something's happening here with the first year of Second Wing, like, you know, whatever, being, I don't know, too rough on her. And so then Rye, this is where she yells at Thomas and it's like, come on, Thomas, this is a sparring, not challenge. And that's where we find out he's the leader of Second Wing, and that's where it throws it off. But
Yeah.
fine. So the squad leader tells the other guy to, like, chill out a little bit.
Yes.
And then we find out this is the brother of the guy who was pulled off in the courtyard who requested that book that Jesinia wrote down, logged, right?
Right, and we find out that he's dead.
He's dead.
And I thought that he was, like, given the death penalty for asking for this book, but no, instead he was, like, sneakily killed in his dormitory.
He was found beaten to death. Right, so it's almost like they didn't want to tell...
They didn't want it to be public why he was dead.
Yeah, but why is that?
Because whatever he asked for, that people would ask questions. They don't want people to ask questions.
Like, why can we not ask for something like, what are you hiding? Like, that would just open the door to, what are you hiding? Crazy.
But it's so crazy because this kid isn't a Signet kid.
What do you mean?
That's the wrong word. He isn't a rebellion kid.
Oh.
So...
What was he asking?
What was he asking for, and why was he asking for it? Was it innocent? Was it just like, I have a special interest in this subject. Oh no, now I'm dead. Or was he actually like, I just want to know what he asked for and why?
Yeah. Well, there you go. So his younger brother is on the mat, and he's got some anger issues right now because he's pissed, and I don't blame him.
Yeah, but it's not like well, I guess it's maybe worse because he doesn't know whose fault it is.
Oh, right, for sure. But Violet does tell Imogen here that she thinks that Markham had him killed because he asked for something he shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Imogen's like, that would only make sense if he was one of us.
Right.
Yeah, but then they don't really go over that much more.
No.
She's just kind of saying, be careful with that, your little robed friend, if, you know, they're like ordering the deaths of writers, you know? Which is not really
quite
what happened. But that's okay. So yeah, so then we're back to the sparring because, you know, they're watching the sparring and Sloane is saying, I'm still fine, even though, you know, she's bleeding and all this. And then Arik mentions here, like, I thought everyone marked was trained to fight. And then Imogen's like, well, it depends on where we were fostered. And after Xaden started to climb the ranks, well, some of the families in charge stopped training us, according to what I'm hearing from the first years. So that's interesting because they weren't being fostered by like other rebellions. They were being fostered by people loyal, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's awful.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's not like they were getting special treatment by being trained. Everyone whose goal is to get into the Writers' Quadrant is training.
Yes.
They're training for years and years and years, depending on how early they decided this. So knowing that they all are going to be drafted against their will into the Writers' Quadrant, training them is like the least you can do, and they stopped.
I know, that's kind of sad.
Oh, it's not good.
Yeah. So then she brings up challenges, and Violet says her first is on Monday, and she's going to have her ass handed to her if not worse. And then Imogen's like, how would you know that? So she just says, long story, but a book my brother wrote. Which she doesn't say any more than that. And honestly, Imogen isn't going to question it a lot. She's like, it's great that you have the data, right?
Yeah. I just feel like they're not being quiet enough in this part of the conversation, because wasn't Eric right there a second ago?
Yeah. Yeah. He was. I know. Hello.
Yeah.
I somehow, like, when they want to talk quietly if no one can be heard, they just can. But yet, other times, people are listening. I don't know.
It's just plot, man.
It's just plot, but and then it's funny. She says, no, and like some people, this is Imogen, sorry, about not digging into her affairs, says, unlike some people, don't feel the need to know everything someone else deems private. So she's like digging at Violet for what the thing was Aiden. And then Violet's answer was, yeah, well, you're not sleeping with me. And then Imogen's like, you wish you were my type. I'm phenomenal in bed.
It's so funny.
It's very cute. Anyway, so apparently she's up against someone who's apparently been sparring since birth and is really good, so she wouldn't be able to beat him. And then Imogen's like, well, I offered to help her. She won't take it because, I don't know, she's just being stubborn.
I know. I was like, what is her problem? Like, I get not accepting help from Violet, but are you serious right now?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, not from Imogen? That's so weird.
Maybe because she's, like, friendly with her, but I don't know.
Yeah. But Violet says something like she's not gonna die on Monday. And Imogen's like, how the fuck do you know? We know. I mean, do you know?
Well, she's probably gonna poison.
I mean, that's what you assume, right?
Yeah, but I'm like, well, now is she gonna get back on time to poison them?
Oh, that's right.
I know. I'm like,
I forgot what happened
everything that's set up in this chapter, like with Varys being like, if Indarda doesn't show up tomorrow, whatever, this is just a warning. Like all of this stuff, but then she like goes away on this training thing. So then I'm like, oh, what's happening?
Everything's
with all that
like
stuff?
left. Yeah, I know. It does. And then of course we end without even finding out what happens. So, okay. Anyways, so yeah. Violet says, I just need to get a couple things after physics. I'll see you at a gym session tonight, but she doesn't explain why she's like confident that Sloane will be okay.
Yeah.
So we can only guess by what we guessed by. So anyways, at this point, Riddick walks up to her and says, hey, Vi. And then I guess she doesn't recognize his voice, but she suddenly thinks to herself, not again.
And like, yeah, anyways, I just knew, like, probably because the greeting was so casual that she wasn't actually getting attacked here.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, well, Riddick gets a little scare because she like literally managed to spin around so fast, shoving him like into the wall and having her dagger to his throat in like one motion.
Yep.
And he's like, hey, like shit, And she's like full of adrenaline right now. She's just like, sorry. And he's like, I knew you were fast, but damn, right?
Yeah.
But then Imogen's like, you should know better than to sneak up on someone. He's like, okay, I won't do it again.
I don't think he's
like,
I just walked up.
Well, he put his hand on her shoulder from behind.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, you're right. He wasn't sneaking. Anyways, he's like, I wanted to walk to physics with you. And Sawyer's waiting by the door. Can we go, right? And then Rhiannon comes over asking if everything's all right, because obviously they looked a little flustered there. And then Imogen says, you're doing a great job as squad leader, by the way. It was a good idea to get the first year's extra sparring time. And then Rhiannon's like, thanks, kind of staring at her funny. And then Imogen says, see you tonight, and walks away. Rhiannon's still concerned about her, and she's Violet's just like faking a smile, like, yeah, we're all fine, let's go to physics, But Rhiannon like looks at Riddick like,
yeah, I know. I'm like, they've been talking about her behind her back for sure.
Something's
like,
going on.
They've been concerned and chatting because that look says like, see, she's weird.
Right. Anyway, so they're off. She's like really worried and nervous and looking around because she's worried that they're going to be jumped, right? And then they're like, what's happening? So she stops looking around for a moment to answer them. And then before anything, she knows it, a bag is thrown over their head. And with each head. And with one breath, she's unconscious. So obviously there was something in the bag.
Yeah, that was the end of that chapter. But at this moment, we don't know why they just got kidnapped.
We don't know why, you're right.
But I was like, it's probably just for that class. I just don't think another assassin's coming so soon in the book. Like, so I know for them it's been a few weeks, but book-wise, that just happened.
Yeah.
So I just said, it's just for the class.
Yes, exactly. And then, so then we start out the chapter 14 with this blurb. There's a natural distrust that must be overcome between infantry, cadets, and writers. This exists mainly because writers will never trust that infantry has the courage to hold the line when dragons arrive. And infantry will never trust that the dragons won't eat them. So it's like, it doesn't work at all,
Yeah, totally.
So anyways, that kind of leads us into what's happening here.
Every dragon rider has the protection of their dragon. Like, most other dragons won't kill them.
You don't generally kill a bonded rider, unlike what Solus did that time.
Yeah, because you will get, like, the wrath of those dragons.
Or they'll die.
Or they could die, yeah. It's just, like, general politeness amongst dragons not to do that. But that's not the case for infantry.
Yes, no. They're just extra scenery for the dragons. Okay, cool. So she does wake up, and then she reaches out to Tarn and is like, what's going on? And he says, the course humans wouldn't have to take if they would simply stay seated, known as RSC.
Yeah, and I was like, there you go. There's the proof that this was just RSC.
Yeah.
But also, I think that's so funny that, I don't know, it's just so funny that that's how he thinks of it.
Yeah.
He's like, you guys could just never get off, and it'd be fine.
Yeah, why do you need to be down there on maps and figuring something out? Like, come on.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. So yeah, she looks around. Rhiannon, Sawyer, Riddick, and her are all there because those are the 4 second years that are left. So this is a second year only course. So there's obviously nobody else from their squad. Oh, that's interesting. That's both their squad leader and their executive officer are with them. So that means no one's taking
Who's in charge? Imogen, probably.
Imogen, yeah. Anyways, and then they look over and there's 4 second year riders. Oh, sorry, the second squad, Flame Section Second Wing. So this is the same squad that they were sparring with, which they don't even really acknowledge except for by saying his name is Thomas, right?
I know.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Like she didn't look over and say, "Oh, look it's the same people we were just sparring with."
Yeah.
It was just so weird, you know what I mean?
Maybe it was Third Wing before, and then we were like, well, we need to know who Thomas is. So then she went back and did.
I don't know, yeah. We didn't have to know who Thomas was. We could have met him right here. Anyways, I mean, he wasn't even around very long.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she's thinking at least it's not an assassination attempt. Then Taryn says it will be if we aren't back at Basgiath when Sigale arrives tomorrow.
I know. Which was a really funny line.
I felt so much anxiety when I read
I know.
this.
I was like, she can't even just get through a normal, generally this could be almost fun for her.
Yeah.
Like a challenge, but instead she's just super anxious about Sigale and Taryn and Xaden and...
She tells him to fly back alone if there's a problem, but why can't Sigale drop Xaden off at Basgiath and fly to wherever he is?
Yes, I make this
Fornicate
note...
in the woods.
I make this note later. I'm like,
oh, okay.
Why couldn't she just come to them? Why do they have to go to Basgiath?
They can't be too far where she can reach them by mind.
Yeah, the point of him taking leave isn't to visit the college.
Right.
It's to visit Sigale, or it's to visit Taryn.
Yeah.
So just come wherever Taryn is.
Yeah.
I don't understand how it's a problem, actually.
And secretly drop Xaden off in the forest where he can stalk her while she's doing this.
Or he could go and help Bo do the shipment.
Oh, that's probably more important. Okay, fine. Anyway, so now they also see 8 infantry cadets, and it's mentioned that they basically just all look the same, whether they're guys or girls.
Yeah.
Right? It's the 4 guys, the 4 girls, they just are wearing exactly the same thing. Nothing's different. The men's hair is cut short, the woman's hair is back in a bun, so there's no uniqueness in them.
Yeah, it seems like they're not allowed to.
Yeah, it sounds like it. They're also running completely differently, right?
Yeah.
But, and then she kind of explains how each of their outfits are all different, but we don't need to read that. So they all have unique outfits, right?
Yeah, the writers do.
Yeah. Yeah, so she's trying to convince Tarn to go. She's promise me if I'm stuck out here on land nav, which is navigation, that you'll see her if you can. We can't be that far from Basgiath.
Yeah.
Too bad Tarn didn't just tell her right now where they were. I guess it's kind of cheating.
I guess. He doesn't seem to have any respect for this course, though.
No, he doesn't. Yeah, why does he care?
Yeah.
So they get handed out water skins, and they start drinking it, and she says, it's crisp and cold, but there's something else there, too. Pungent, earthy, bitterly floral.
I know, I was like, don't take a second drink, but it doesn't matter, it's too late.
She just blames it on him, not cleaning out his water skins.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, they continue to talk about how they got taken in the stairwell and they don't know where they are. And then she starts to reach out to Taryn again, but the usual connection is muffled. Muffled? Someone has thrown a blanket over, but she can't reach him at all.
No.
And then she finds out that everybody else can't reach him.
I know. That's crazy.
That's when Rhiannon, I think, finally realizes it's the same guy, which is weird because I swear they were just with him. But she leans over and goes, Thomas? is that you? And he's like, hey, Rye.
It definitely seems like something in that other chapter got rewritten.
Something was rewritten.
But the rest wasn't
Yeah.
rewritten. And so now there's like this weird continuity.
Yeah, because they literally got taken right out of that class. And now they're with them. And she's acting like she just realized it was him. I don't know. It's funky, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Like I said, this is my 4th time reading it, and I never noticed that. So who knows? It just... Because I never really noticed that was Thomas in the sparring.
Yeah.
Anyways, Thomas or Tomas, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So they introduce each other. This is, we got Maribel and Cohen and Brisa and whatever. So they introduce the writers to each other. And then Professor Grady's like, now that you're awake, welcome to the first joint land navigation exercise. He gives them like 2 different maps. And he explains how they were, taught to read a map. But today they're going to use those skills in a practical setting. And he says riders and infantry for fighting, a scribe to record the event, and healers for the obvious reason. And then there's a scribe and there's 2 healers.
Yeah.
There. So this is like the group that you would normally go out in.
Yeah.
The infantry professor says cadets rise, and the infantry squad practically jumps to their feet, immediately standing at attention. So that's how they obviously run things. Like, it's like very military like.
Yes.
Where the riders are just like, huh? And they kind of just get up in their own way. They actually wait until Professor Grady nods at them. But they're like, we're not going to listen to her. Oh, yeah, because she says that her first instinct is to tell the infantry captain to fuck off.
I know, I was like, that's kind of funny. Like, she's like surprised at herself because she, grew up at the college and probably saw all these types of people all around, but suddenly as a writer now, she's like, like I will answer to you.
Yeah, we don't answer to you.
Like, it's like she just told you to stand up, and Val's like, fuck you.
I think if it was last year, she'd feel differently, but like she's gone through the first year, and now as a writer, she's definitely got the ego of the writers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she understands it more, because like when they get into this fighting bit, it's like, no, we're way tougher than you, like just point blank. Otherwise, you'd be here in the writer's quadrant with us.
Right.
So,
yeah,
like
exactly.
we are better than you, actually.
Definitely. Although maybe if they let the infantry guys figure out the maps, they might have actually gotten this done better. But anyways.
Oh, yeah. No, ego comes at a price for sure.
Yeah. Anyway, so she just explains that, 4th wing is attached to the 4th squad and the 2nd wing is attached to the 2nd squad to make it easy. I don't really notice that a whole lot in this chapter, but...
I think it's just to give them 2 separate maps.
Oh, yeah, okay. And they say the objective is to find the location marked in the maps and secure it, and then they'll be extracted. And she's like, that sounds kind of easy. That's what she's thinking to herself. They say it's 2 teams, but it's 1 cohesive unit. You're not used to working together. But, like, it requires teamwork, so we need to all learn to work together, basically.
Right. So the quicker you show each other the maps, the quicker you'd figure this out. Maybe.
Right.
Like,
and then he'll say, we'll see you tomorrow afternoon. And she's thinking, tomorrow afternoon?
Right. Xaden's supposed to be coming.
Yeah. She's thinking the Tarn won't see Sigale unless he honors my request and leaves. That's what she thinks.
Yeah.
And then she'll miss Xaden,
It seems
sad.
like they're trying to keep them apart.
100%,
Like the fact
right?
that she gets taken on a weekend.
Yeah.
Like when everyone knows that every weekend, like I know she's not leaving every weekend, but every weekend their dragons are meeting. And it's really like they're trying to keep them apart on purpose.
Yeah. And she's feeling it. She's feeling the sadness, not just of Tarn and Sigale, but of also not seeing Xaden. And we're feeling it as writers. We're like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
I'm reading this book for Xaden. Where is he?
I've been waiting the whole one chapter since I've seen him.
That's true. Okay. Anyways, so Professor Grady says, like, we had to level the playing field a little bit. Infantry has been doing land nav since their first year, so naturally they might be a little bit better at it than you. And then he says, and you might notice that none of you 8 have the ability to fully communicate with your dragons. He says it's not something they do lightly either. Your dragons loathe it as much as you do. They've been dosed with a particular mixture of herbs that dulls not only your connections, but your signet as well. As frustrating as it is, we're actually pretty proud of the concoction. So let us know if you feel any side effects.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's so good to know that the bad guys have this at their disposal. That's all I thought. I'm like,
right? Like being able to stop them from using signets.
That's just great.
Right. And also,
this is definitely gonna come up again. Also, does it not make you think, interesting, didn't the bad guys, the Venin, have a poison that did a similar thing? Maybe that was just this, mixed with poison. Like, I don't know.
I didn't think about
I don't want
that.
to say they're working together, but after Ados' little stunt, who knows?
Right, for sure. Also, the way he says that, doesn't it sound like this is like their first year or like maybe second year they've used it or something?
Yeah.
Like,
It's like
let me
it's
know
still
if there's
in
side
testing.
effect. Right?
They're just dosing.
Doesn't sound like they've had it for a long time, so.
No.
Yeah.
No. So maybe they got it from the venom. I don't know. It's just, I'm like, it seems like...
It's a weird connection, yeah.
We just ran into something that did this recently.
Yeah, and then they also pull out the next wild card and say that, like, there's another unit out there. Their dragons will be hunting... Well, your dragons will be hunting them, and their dragons are hunting you, and a few unbonded joined.
Yeah. I was like, oh, good.
So there's some dragons out there hunting the riders.
Oh,
or
goody.
the infantry, whatever. So, yeah, and then, of course, the infantry look like they're gonna faint. But,
So it doesn't make us feel like Karen's going anywhere then.
well, I think he can still go if he wants to, because he's Terran.
Yeah.
Or Sigel should come to him, whatever. It does say, so the riders are going to need to lean on the infantry for land nav, and the infantry won't live without the riders if they see a dragon, right? That's it. They leave. Grady and the professor take off. I would have ran after them. No joking. Anyways, so they're all just kind of staring at each other. And then one of the small healers is like, did he just insinuate that we could die? And then Sawyer's like, piss off the dragons and find out. Then Violet's too soft and she's like, you'll be all right. And she sees his name, Dyer. Dyer? Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
And she says Dyer and she offers him a smile and then she also sees the scribe and his name is Aofi. Aofi? Aof? I don't know. So finds out that he's the first in his year training for the field and not to be an adept. So he's not going on the adept training. He's actually training to work in the field as a scribe who keeps the, records of what's happening.
Yeah, so it makes sense that he's here. Also, this is actually a really helpful training exercise for Violet, knowing what she knows. Like, she doesn't think about it like this, but it's like, okay, so imagine you were poisoned by the venom.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not so badly, because she literally couldn't, like, function. But, like, the poison cuts you off from your dragon and your signet, and who's hunting you? Dragons are hunting them right now, just like the wyvern would be hunting them. So you have to pay attention to the skies, and you don't... Like, this is, like, great for her. But she's not thinking about it like that. She's just worried about Xaden and Sigel.
Yeah. Well, they're fucked. It starts out with like this scribe saying like I'm like a top of my class and those scribes are the top of their class and you guys are like whatever, and Riddick's like, oh yay, we're like the best. And then literally in no time at all, well, 2 hours and several arguments later, they're lost.
Yeah.
They're arguing over which forest they're in. Everyone thinks everyone else is wrong. The scribe, she's saying it's the forest close enough to be able to bring us all by horse was Hayden Woods. I would have just listened to her at that point. I have no clue. Did it say where they were at the end of this?
No.
Okay. But yeah, they're having a hard time with this infantry squad leader who's apparently acting like Ados.
Yeah.
And just being a little too like stuck up or like stick up his ass type of thing,
Definitely.
I like how she has different names for the cadets, like Cadet Asshole.
Yeah.
And then Cadet Quiet.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the only two, but anyways, it's kind of funny.
It is funny.
Yeah. But yeah, they're just arguing and not getting it right. They do talk a little bit. They're talking among each other and like what do you do if we come across a dragon and stuff? And she's like, depends on the color, but a good rule of thumb is to lower your eyes and back away. We can usually hear them coming, which they don't.
Too busy arguing.
Yeah. The writers are so mean to the infantry cadets here. I mean, like, Violet's trying to keep nice and stuff, but...
Yeah.
But, like, because, like, Cohen's like, then prepare to be digested to the infantry cadet that asked. And then Riddick's like, you're now my favorite year mate to him. Oh, gosh. So now, Brisa asks if she can see the other map, right? And I think isn't this where she must be the one looking at both maps now.
Yeah. Riddick calls Calvin a dumbass, and then Calvin's like, have some respect for the rank. And he's like, your rank means exactly jack and shit to me.
Yeah, and they had mentioned earlier that he brings up his rank all the time.
Yeah.
So this is just an example of that.
Yeah, Riddick says, we're flying above everyone.
Yeah.
So they are
always
above
you,
everyone.
Yeah. at one point in this argument, Rick is like, you want my respect? Earn it. Cross the parapet, climb the gauntlet, survive threshing, and then we'll be on equal footing. And then I think it's Cadet Asshole says, what? Like we don't go through some shit in the infantry quadrant? Oh, someone says that. I don't know. But then Sawyer points to Violet and says she bonded not only one of the biggest fucking dragons on the continent, but a second dragon, and then went into combat against the Griffins a couple of months ago and came out alive. You go through that kind of shit in your quadrant, and then they all become quiet.
Yeah.
Except for Aophis, the scribe is literally just recording all this. Like, I'm sure it's just like, and they're just arguing again. These guys
no cooperation.
No cooperation. Oh my goodness. She like thinks this is awkward and wrong. Like no one in our little group knows what we're really against out there. And my silence, it's starting to feel a lot less like self-preservation and more like I'm complicit.
I know. And I was like, that's hard. Like it makes sense thinking about it that way, but that sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks. Like that just...
Yeah, no, and she's not wrong.
No, she's not, but at the same time...
What do you do?
It's not just you're preserving, and it's hard.
Yeah, it's not self-preservation, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so just about this point, Brissa has said, I know why we feel like we're getting nowhere. We have 2 different maps.
I know. I was like,
and then the minute
course.
they realize that, they have crested this hill, and guess who's on the other side of the hill? Not just any dragon. No. Jack Barlow's dragon. Bade.
Yep. I was like, of course. Like,
of course.
Even though he's gone, we're going to get remnants of how terrible he was.
Yeah, and I'm sure his dragon is mad at her.
Oh, yeah, because he died because she buried him under a mountain.
Right. Oh my goodness. Okay, good. So she communicates, oranges are the most unpredictable. Eyes down, do not run. She'll kill you if you run. Try not to show any fear. You know, she's trying to like keep them safe.
Honestly,
right?
If infantry writers have to work with dragons a bit, they should know the basics of what to do with each color.
They should have a different class that's not this class. It's just helping them out with the dragons. Totally. 100%. Yeah. It is really dumb.
Someone's just like crash course.
Yeah.
Of like, this color, do this. This
and
color,
also
do
maybe
this.
Be exposed to them more.
Yeah.
So that the fear part goes away a little more, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's crazy. Anyways, so the writers basically take the front, right? They're thinking about like, they're trying to like tell Violet maybe not to come up front, but she's like, yeah, I'm not hiding. And they're all trying to get everybody else behind them, right? The infantry and the scribes and the healers. But Dyer, one of the healers, he doesn't move. And so she like grabs his medical pack and yanks him behind us, passing him to Riddick, who then shoves him to safety.
Yeah.
So that was nice of her to grab him, of course. And then Bade is like blowing steam on them and, you know, looking like she's gonna like strike them and whatever. But now she's like telling Second Wing to, because they were trying to maybe walk back. So she was saying halt and cover the infantry where they are. Like, don't keep retreating.
Yeah.
Yeah. However, like the infantry is super freaked out, right? And one of them, Gwen, makes a run for it.
Right, because Bade snaps her jaw within inches of Violet's face, which is crazy.
Yeah, Bade is basically saying, like, even though I can't kill you because Taryn would probably kill me, I'm going to make you pee your pants.
Yeah.
Or maybe shit your pants.
Yeah. So then Gwen starts running.
Yeah, and this is kind of sad because Thomas, the other squad leader, runs after her, yanks her back by her uniform, throws her at Calvin, but somehow doesn't go back himself fast enough and gets torched.
To have to grab her mid-run and pull her backwards, that would take you standing still.
Yeah. And so he gets torched.
Yeah.
So Violet goes back to her old habit of reciting things, and she starts talking about the northern Espins are believed to have been the hatching grounds of the Orange Dragon before unification. Though, true to their unpredictable nature, they often choose new valleys in the same range.
Right. So just to randomly stop in the middle of this intense scene.
Go back and let's look at the map.
The Espin Mountains are on the map. They span between kind of like, but just between Navarre and...
Well, they run the border of Navarre and Peromiel.
Exactly. So the north
North
Mountains would just be the north part, which is near like Montserrat, for example. Mm-hmm. But also, if they're unpredictable and they kind of go along that, maybe they even went down as far as Chakar or Samara. Mm-hmm. And the only reason I'm saying these specific places is just based on the theory. Like, I'm just thinking maybe those they say that those outposts are strategically placed for the wards. Well, maybe that has to do with the hatching grounds or the old hatching grounds, or maybe there's something at those hatching grounds that the Griffin flyers are after.
Right.
Just something. Like,
yeah.
This doesn't seem like... It seems like this is going to be important, probably, because it has been every other time she recited stuff.
Yeah, it's like a way of giving us information without, like...
Yeah.
I don't know, handing it to us in another way, yeah.
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 So, I don't know. That's what I got from that.
Anyways, Bade takes off, almost hitting her poison barb tail at Violet again. Just being a total biatch. And then takes off. They have gotten back on their feet, and Brissa has gone over to where Thomas had stood, but it's just charred ground.
I know, and that's when I was like, oh, I hadn't realized until that moment that he had actually sacrificed himself.
I don't think he sacrificed. I don't think he thought.
Yeah, but
I would have let the infantry kind of go. Could I go? But okay.
Yeah,
I would have said like that, ladies and gentlemen, or children, is why we don't run.
Yeah, but he probably thought the same thing that the other writers thought, which is that, well, she won't kill me. I'm a bonded writer.
Probably. Anyways, that's sad. That's sad. And then, of course, Rhiannon says the thing we all are thinking. She says, and that is why you don't fucking run.
Yeah, and she's mad.
She is mad.
She is mad.
And that ends a chapter like that, which means Brianna has no clue how this exercise is going to end.
No, I don't. I don't know if they get to see Sigale and Taryn. I don't know anything.
Yeah. Guess what? You get to go home and read it.
Yes. While I was ending this chapter and thinking about everything that's happened so far, and more specifically looking at the cover of the book, I noticed that not only is it called Iron Flame, but it has the words "burn it down" near the front, at the front, which is interesting. And then I was thinking about, like, well, okay, what if Iron Flame, what if it is like a man-made dragon or something? Like, I don't know, these people are super power hungry. And then I was thinking, what if that's what Nolan's doing?
Nolan. Oh,
he's creating a dragon. That's my newest theory. No, not really. It's not really, because that's like crazy. But I'm still trying to figure out what he's doing. So anytime I think anything, I'm like, maybe that's what Nolan's doing. I don't know. Maybe that's what Nolan's doing.
Oh, I can't wait until you find out. Okay.
Yeah.
So that ends the chapter. Do you want to predict how this land navigation ends?
I don't know, man.
That's fine. That's fine.
Like, it could either be completely regular and normal from this point out. They figure it out. They secure the place. They get taken out. Sigale and Taryn get an hour, and that's the end. Or it's gonna go, like, so quickly terrible that this is the end. We just never return back to Bisgayeth, and this is the end of that. And now they just run off into the woods together. I don't know.
Okay, fine.
But I don't think we're at that part yet.
Okay.
I feel like it's somewhere that's gonna happen where it's just all gonna go terrible and they're not returning to the college. But I'm like, I'm so scared. Like, when they return, what's gonna happen with Indarna? So, like, it could be here that they don't go back, but I don't know. I still think it's too early in the book.
Yeah. I know, like, up until this point, I have been enjoying just doing every 2 chapters, but, like, now I'm, like, so impatient for you to get to. What is my favorite part in this book, which I don't know if other people think is their favorite, but...
Well, that's okay.
You know, and whatever, and see what happens and stuff, but, we have to go 2 chapters at a time.
I know.
So let's end this one. Thanks, everybody, for listening.
We have an Instagram and Threads, which is First Wing Pod. You can find us there. You can comment and DM and all that stuff. There's also a way to rate and review our podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And if you leave us a review, we read on the podcast. And on Spotify, you could just leave a comment-styled review.
And we'll read it.
And we'll also read it. We have a Discord.
It's just her and I right now. It's just open in case that becomes a thing and anybody wants to do it. So
yeah, it's there. You can always find it in the description of our episodes.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So next episode, we will cover chapters 15 and 16.
Wow.
Yes.
Join us next time, writers.
Bye.
Bye.